lasso. Yeah, we says in the bodhicitta nature of the channel, energy, and essence. There's many people's a little bit kind of how it is these three are the become source of the refuge. Of course, in the Sutta's perspective, and particularly in the lesser, weakest point, like channels, energy, essence is a little bit contaminated and more like kind of the aggregation, compounded, and so on, mask. And only concerning the mind, and the mind is a little bit kind of different to the body. But in the Vajrayana's tradition is the meaning of the enlightenment, and as I just mentioned, the growth and the rough causal kind of this body or the channel, energy, essence. It is like kind of present our body and things. But present body, its reality is not kind of the different than the mind. And when we are talking about the self-liberation, and also it's like a primordially liberated, or it is like kind of nakedly liberated. And this is kind of the meaning it is, this gross causal of this channel energy essence. It itself is melt, or it's like kind of the purified itself. Then itself, these three are self, there is the intrinsic nature, channel, energy, and essence. When I make kind of the example joke, like example is the ice and water. When you see the ice, you can't see much water. But ice is melted, ice, nothing left, only become water. The intrinsic nature, water, it is when you see the ice, there is water, but you can't see, not yet manifested. And therefore, it is like a we are now at the moment like this channel, energy, essence is like ice. And also this, why it's become the ice, it's become the water. It's a wonderful questions. This is the natural expressions. Expressions, I can become water, water's ice. We're talking about the ice, waters. Water can become hot, water become cold, water become earth, water become fire. Water can possibly become everything. But water is waters. This is just a simple example. It's of course it's completely different. the nature itself, there's no fixations. It itself has qualities. If you are scientific perspective, maybe it is our building block of the quark or particle, like kind of the subtle atom quark. Maybe there is proton and neutron electronic. And these are like kind of necessary. If lack of some, it doesn't come in something big things. Like this, it is the nature phenomena. Nature is like kind of the essence of the channel, energy, and essence. I make joke, okay, but channel itself has energy, essence. Energy itself has channel, essence. Essence also itself has channel, energies. And inseparable unifications. This is the qualities of the nature. Qualities of the nature. This nature itself is not nothingness, not kind of the fixated. You can't say this is atom, particle, something. Therefore, this nature is inconceivable, difficult to realize. Of course, before in the Buddha and came in this world, millions years since human beings appear in this world, in the scientific perspective, how many years, how many to developed until the Buddha Shakyamunis appear. Of course, in the Buddhist perspective, there is a Buddha came, blah, 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 but we don't know. And Buddha himself is appeared, and then he kind of discovered that. Therefore, he's become very famous, extraordinary. And afterwards, if we do not follow the Buddhas who talking about nature, how to discover, even that these days we need science to discover the nature. But now it is kind of the more close. You call the black hole, you call the Big Bang, or you can call the God, you can call whatever you want. But nature is the nature. This nature is existence, or like kind of doubt, or it's like kind of the possess each phenomena. And therefore, the mind, of course, absolutely the nature, it's particularly, mind is the cognitive nature. Therefore, it is extraordinary. But also of course, the things are the materials. Without mind, maybe there's no material. But if you want to separate it, also materials nature has. Without nature, materials fixated? No. Materials we can clean, make dirty, big, small, because of the nature. They have kind of the representative of the channel, energy, essence. Of course, no cognitive. But here is the nature of the mind. Extraordinary, cognitive. We're talking about wisdom, jnanas. That is what we're talking about. This you know now. Why we are taking refuges. Maybe we can do a little bit talking about the channels. Here's a channel. Channel is like generally there's principal 3 channels. Very easy, you know it very well. In the middle there's a central channel. This central channel is difficult to see. And there's many differences to recognize it. But this central channel is very special. When you are like kind of indivisible, when you are meditate and can appear, it is like kind of that there's no kind of joy, thinner, very extraordinary. When you are kind of meditate, that moment like a rainbow, Rainbow is under some waters like a bubble, light is coming in the space, it's automatically shine. Is it like this? Our inside and the body channel energy according to this Bindu essence, and some is like this kind of coming. This according to Tzik, it can appear. Is in the middle. This is the principle, and principle, or it's like kind of the main. Then it itself has two channels. There is the principle in the body, 3 channels. Generally, we talking about the like a kind of the Roma and the Joma. And Roma, it is like kind of the white. Joma, it is the red. This is like this, both sides. In the middle. And then it's like a body is like to build it on that. Then there are, according to this principle, 3 channels. Then it's like there is many branch of channels. It's wonderful. There is like kind of, you call the 5 wheel of the channels. 5 wheel of the channels. And like kind of we can to say it's like 5, you can to say 1. And thyroid, like maybe we can to say it's in the head 1. And thyroid, throat or thyroid 2. And in the heart, 3, in the needle, 4, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the secret, and then it's like 5. And sometimes there is the 6, 7 channels. That means under the our body, there is like kind of the heat up. You can choose to how do you say, call the very special channels, and you very, how do you say, there is a, you call the blazing fire channel, and this is the wheel, you can to say the, or the channel blazing fire. And then in the upper there is one is like another like a blazing causer, like cause to make the fire more strong, and wind. This is also kind of channels. And this is kind of the a little bit rough. If you want to say in the head, this we call the wheel of the great bliss in the head level, and the wheel of the enjoyment in the throat, thyroid, and then is the wheel of the dharma in the heart level, and the wheel of the manifestation in the level of the navel, and then it's like the bliss preserving wheel in the secret center. That is like a kind of the branches of the 5 channels, and the principle, there's the 3 channel branches of that, like kind of channels. And there are like kind of, maybe you can to look at it in the, I think it's which text, there is maybe in the Poa text, probably a little bit explanation. But this is like a kind of the each these channels head, throat, heart, navel, and the sikut. This is like kind of the all the time is how do you call the alternately, or it is like a kind of the to combine like this. And then it's like for example sikut and the kneel, sikut up, kneel is down like this, and maybe heart levels like this, and then it's like maybe throat is like this, throat, thyroid, and then the shovel is like in the head is like up like this. And this is like kind of then it's a way like this. And of course this is a maybe it's just easy like this. If you detail more, there is absolutely you can do more good details how it is these different channels. But now it's like roughly we said it's like a principal channel, like a central channel is Ama, red like there is one is a white channel is a Roma, and the left there is one channel is the Choma and the red, and this is like kind of the principal channel, and then it's like a branch, or it's like a this one is like a 5 wheel of the like how do you say, it's like channels, and then it's like if you can do 6 or 7, and then there is like a kind of the wind and also fires channels. This is when you practice a kind of the tummo. That time is like under there is the fire, and then they this making strong there is the wind channel. You say is like this. That this is maybe to get the another informations. And also some is the great perfection traditions speaking of the will of the perfect array in the head. In the it's like in the head chabral, or it's like the will of the in the head itself has the like around 306 branches. Like for example, it's an umbrella is like this, and then you have the ribs, I don't know, like kind of up like this, more than the 360s that says. This is we call the radial channels. And then it's like the test collectors. Maybe this is like enjoyment in the throat. There are the 16 radial channels. And this is like more like kind of the, we say test collections. More is like enjoy. And this is the throat, the 16 radiant channels. And then is in the heart levels, we call the will of the Dharma. It is like the memory as the structured in the heart. There is the 8 radial channels. And then is the kind of the development we can to say. And will in the navel level, there is the 60 radiance channel. Then it's like the six in the navels, and down there at the below, and also it's like maybe this is kind of like this, and then it's like they are kind of how do you say, upward and downward to each other. Then it's like this is like a little bit simple information about the channel. If you go to more details, of course, maybe you can do a little read the Jigme Limbas, the precious treasury of the qualities by the Jigme Limbas text. There is, you have more details. This sort of channels is like we call the Vajra body, and exist of the fixed channels. And in these channels, they're like kind of the traveler. It's like kind of the moved, circulating kind of the energies. Then maybe we can to go more, the next one is more energies. Channels, energies, yes, energies. Energies is like air, circulating energy, circulating energies. And the circulating energies itself has, there's a kind of like a the root energies, and also there is kind of 5 like branches energies, or we can use the principal 5 energies, branches, 5 branches energies. And then is the principal 5 principal energies are like kind of, we all is like kind of insight. Maybe more is like kind of the easily the life supporting energies, the life supporting energy, the life supporting energy, life supporting energy. Then is the second one is the upward moving energies, like change in Tibet, the upward moving energy. And the third one is the downward moving energy, the upward moving energy and the downward moving energy. The fourth one is the fire equalizing. It's like kind of the, in Tibet it's the menyon, the fire equalizing energies. Then fifth one is the pervading energies. And this is like kind of, we say it's the life supporting energies. Maybe it's like you to keep the life. And the upper moving energies, it's like more you can to eat, more it's like a upper bodies make a function, make alive, make so fresh. And the down moving energies is like kind of make more digestions, more in the upper bodies, and kind of helping moving energies. And then all like kind of the heat system, that is we call the fire equalizing energies. And then is that all over the bodies there is kind of the pervading energy, or pervasive, or the pervaded these energies. And this is like kind of the 5 principal energies. Then it's like there is the branches energies. Someone's all the time sending message, maybe not necessary, just a moment. And who's your telephone? Yes, me. I don't think this one. Who is sending? I don't know this. Like what I said, it's a channel or wind. It's like a principle. This principle energies, and then 5 like kind of branches, or it is like more subs energies. This is like kind of energies that circulating through the 5 physical sense object. And physical sense object is like eye faculties, nose faculties, and body, and this kind of the 5 faculties. They are like kind of the coding these faculties, coding the sense object, and there are like kind of the more specific a little bit during this thing we call the branches energies. And then it's like a little bit kind of more we can to examine these energies, how to circulation, and in the like maybe 24 hours. This is maybe once we long times go to a little study, but it's a lot more information is the treasure of the qualities of the Longchen, the Jigme Limbas. There is very much. And but anyway, it is like how it's circulated for ourselves in the 24 hours. Normally you can to check young, without any sick person, very healthy. This kind of persons for 24 hours to breathe out, in, exhale, in, like this sort of, like 21,600 need chiton to jesse. And this is like this 24 periods or hours is 21,600 breathe in and kind of the out. And then it's like inside, internally there are moving energies following the branches, subtly channels, how they can to moving in the 24 hours. There is like a 20,600 24 hours. This is moving inside. And in this kind of we can see roughly 21,600 is inside. When you are calculated 100 times you breathe out, in, out, in, out. Sometimes there is most this air in, out. It is disturbing emotions air at the moment. But also that moment there is also wisdom air also is coming. When you are this divided 24 hours, 21,600 to divide how many inside also wisdom airs to like kind of going. There are some number of they like kind of breathe wisdom air in out. And therefore, during the meditations, maybe you are more breathe through the mouth. And there's a specific one channels connect to the heart wheel of the channel, connect to the mouth. And you are like a little open your mouth, not really touch the teeth. Between there is, during the meditations, breathe out in. That is like very, very slowly out in. And it can say it's like wisdom airs can like a kind of the moving, circulating. It can help your meditation, help very much. And generally, it's like when we are circulating or the breathe in out through the nose, it's like more fast. And also it is like most time it's disturbing motions and like polluted airs moving in out in. And it's like one is the negative airs move, like then it's a more negative thoughts, more thoughts can occur. Breathe is like a little bit more less. You breathe in out, more long life, more kind of the mind can come. Because if you very much breathe very fast, not very good for meditation, and also it's not very good for the life. And therefore it's breathe very slowly out, in, out like this. And then it's like an inner intrinsic nature, or these wisdoms, maybe in intrinsic nature, wisdom of the air, channel, energy, and the essences naturally shine, naturally like kind of the circulating like this. Maybe therefore like this. And then this is like a simple information of the channel and the energies. Then maybe it's like kind of the essence. Sometimes they call the dop, bindu. It is like this. This is like maybe we can to say is the essence. And essence is like kind of the are the carried by these energies. The structured bodhicittas comprises the true essence, white essence and red essence. This is like kind of the carried by the energy winds, and then it's like a kind of the in the channels, and then it's pervaded or everywhere. This true aspect of the essence, red and white, spread through all the channels, like a kind of the, we say is the sesame seed is a pervaded or spread oil, like milk is spread like the butter. It's very much similarity like this. And then it's like this is, you can see the bindu. This is like, these are three things are all the time corresponding and collaborating and inseparably, unificationally, there are the works. But in the our like kind of the gross, roughly, we can say that this is my channel, this is my energy. Energy, I think it's very difficult to show. We say, this is my energy. We counter like kind of the see it is. And bindu is like the essence is roughly, okay, yes, there's a white and red. And also inside is like some in the medical perspective, like kind of the red blood and white blood. Blood is like this kind of, you can to say this inside there is the red and the more like white things. And this is like kind of the working on all the our bodies. And then it's like this is like kind of the to really to resume in the refugee, that is the kind of the in the particularly in the Vajrayana's traditions. This is like ultimate, like a refugee. this indestructible nature state is the bodhicitta. Therefore, we call the mandala of the bodhicitta connect to the channel, energy, and essence. Bodhicitta, which is the supported by the body, compressing the kind of the channel energy and the essences. And then it's like, of course, there's a two, we can to say it's divided. This one is like two and above the channel. If you divide it, energy you divide it, essence also, there's kind of already in the above, we already kind of give small information. And then it's like in the common, according the, like here said, the three jewels perspective. And this is like a channel is the representative of the Sangha. And it is like kind of energy is the representative of and the Dharma. And the energy. And the channel, it is the channel. Channel itself is like kind of the Sangha. Energy is the Dharma. And it's like the Bindu is the representative of the Buddha. And this is like, you can to say it's a three root or three like kayas. You can to say it's like the essence is the Lama. And the channel, the energy is the Yadam. Channel is the Dakinis. And also it is the like kind of the essence is the Dharmakaya, and energy is the Sambhogakaya, channel is the Namanikaya. And also it's like you talking about maybe this three kind of jewels, three kayas, they are different. How is like kind of the combine three channels, three like kind of the essence qualities, three qualities like channel, energy, essence is we have our own selves now. This is of course, if you like kind of separately, you can to say it's like separate. But also reality in the mind, this sort of you have the like kind of qualities. And also it is like we can to say it's the next kind of lion is these three things we call the, and here is the mandalas, the mandala of essential nature, mandala of the essential nature. This is nature, expression, and compassion. The nature is maybe is the essence, expression is the energy, and compassion activity is the channel. And this is also we can do subtly in the nature. Nature is like kind of the, you can to say is the Lama, and expression itself is the Yadam, and compassion's activities you can say Dakinis, or you say nature is Buddha, expression is the Dharma, and also compassion activity is the Sangha we can to say. Therefore it is like a subtle point of the essential nature itself has Ngobo Ronyon Tujese. These three things are in the bodhicitta. Like in the three root, there is included the three jewels. And also it is like in the bodhicitta nature, there is included the three channel energy essences. In the mandala of the essential nature, it is like kind of in the bodhicitta itself, the nature has natural expression and like compassion activities. And I want to say is the principally it is like a kind of the bodhicitta, this nature, and like externally maybe root, three jewels, more innerly channel, energy, essence, very secretly you can do say the nature expression, the essential nature, nature expression, and the compassion activities. And therefore it is like this arda all the time is very important. And then it's like in the particularly in the Vajrayanas, in the heart essence of the Longchen Nyingtik tradition, of course we taking like this refuge in the, he said, the in the middle of the essence nature, natural expression, compassion activities. Then I'm taking refuge until I reach the heart of the enlightenment. This is the ultimate source of refuges. As I like kind of a little bit to shortly to say like this, gross and rough causal kind of the channel energy essences is like present out this kind of body, and then this body, this structured like a kind of building up the by the this channel energy and essence. The but itself has like a intrinsic nature, like a subtle in the point. These three things are the pure. These three things is like this. When we become the enlightenment, it means kind of this rough, this causal, and itself is become the like melt, emerged, and kind of the into the intrinsic nature itself, and to melt like this. Then itself is become the Buddha, and the Buddha of the like kind of pure. That means like Buddhas also has channel energy, like a kind of how do you say it's essence, and Buddhas also Buddhi is like of course like but enlightened means then that moment is like everything's intrinsic natures, like a channel energy bindus. At the moment also this is natural expressions. It is like kind of impurity we can to say, like in the rough causal this channel energy essence. Otherwise it's also and subtly is like this. Then this in the beginning, in the like kind of the co-emergently, and in the like kind of the primordially, they are like kind of the like how do you say, it is the essential nature itself, and the essential nature itself has nature expressions. It can sometimes is like can become any kind of, it is like kind of expression is you cannot to describe like these definitions. It's any kind of, and also it's like in the past many different expressions occurring, presently occurring, in the future is like occurring. For example, sometimes we say things, maybe sentient beings we never ever saw before, and something is coming new. In the Buddhist perspective, there's nothing kind of the surprised. Like you don't need to become the astonished. Why? Because it's from the natures, everything is possible. There's, for example, in the Buddhist perspective, in this the authentic perspective, there is 100 deities. You look at the like the kind of the 42 peaceful deities, the 58 wrathful deities. When you look at these deities, inconceivable things, like a kind of the scientific, like kind of fictions. And head is the animal, body is human beings. Maybe body is the animals, the head is human beings. It is like kind of this unimaginable. But imagine that, for example, scientific, they created so fantastic nice. This is like the mind is coming to like this kind of ideas also manifested 100%. Surely this happened. In the word of my perfect teacher, I think there is one history. I'm not sure of the Bodhicharya avatar. There is like some negative result. One guy, one lady, she has one son, and she is sent into in the monastery to study things. In the monastery, there's some monks. They every day like kind of the mocking to this boy, and teasing, and like kind of they are like fun this boy. And he come back like looks like crying and sad. And then his mother said, "What problem your schools?" Said, "Oh, my schools, they are like kind of give me a lot of nicknames, and they are like teasing, mocking me." All the time I'm loose, I cannot. Okay, no problem. Tomorrow you arrive there is. You choose to, when they say some, give you nickname, you can call to them. Horse head, it's like you say, dog head, bird's head, pig head. You are looks like you can to say like then you can come in. I'm a winner. Then I will come to on the top of my house. Say, my son is a winner. Say, I will say like this for you. And then the early morning he's arrived. There's the young monk that's laughing. Boys arrived. Then he said, you looks like your head is like a kind of tiger, dog, horse, yak, and donkeys. Then he give name like this. Then he run outside. I'm a winner. Then she is like loudly shouting, my son's today's winner. But this is like very much negative way. Next time rebirth, there is one animals like different head, 9 or 10 head, different animals head. This sometimes because this is created by the minds, and also it's like all the like we have a different body, we have different shape, we have different color, we have different mentalities. In the Buddhist perspective, this is nobody's created. It comes around that this is also part of the natural expressions, and also natural expression means and from mind, it's movement occurring, and then it's like you first these thoughts, and you put in the habitual tendencies, and then it's kind of the maturate, it manifested like this. And any kind of, maybe it's like head is rock, body is maybe mountains, or maybe it's sometimes head is or tree, maybe body is animal is there's such a kind of the different. Some maybe it's animals, tails in the head, or horn is in the bottom. Who knows? It's like, but in the Buddhist perspective, like this is no kind of the surprise or something. Therefore, we can to re-choose our disturbed emotion thoughts to make more lesser, too much thoughts and too much kind of the idea is punching in our minds. Then it's too much like patterns, tendencies put inside. It's came to making the manifestation. It's like kind of projecting appearances, even our bodies. And like this, therefore, it is like when we are practice making more kind of not much expressed by the mind, the conceptual thoughts, to reduce more thoughts, and also if need to mind a lot of thoughts, it is very important to create something like meditation creation stage, like more positive things. Then it's a lesser thoughts, and also thoughts is very nice, and then it's like the patterns also slowly changing, and then it's like also purified these three things, channel, energy, bindus, like essence. And in this perspective, then they are like more kind of wonderful. And it's like this. This is like, I want to say, small kind of the information why we are like kind of to taking refuge in our own bodhicitta. The mandal of the bodhicitta consists of the nature, the essential nature of channel, energy, essence, and ultimately they have kind of the intrinsic wisdom of channel, energy, and essence. And like this, and also therefore, intrinsic nature is, and one is like in the Buddhist perspective, why we are taking refuge Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, because we want to become enlightenment. How we become enlightenment? Because it's the Buddha's body, our body, basically the intrinsic nature of the channel, energy, essence, absolutely the same. And also any kind of rhythm deities, any kind of the day, wisdom day, they are the also same nature, intrinsic nature of the channel, energy, and essences. And they like kind of the purified, they take kind of the meditate on, they become the wisdom deity, Buddha, enlightenment one. It's like this. We also inherently, primordially, and our nature is like we have this one, and therefore it's our own qualities, potential, Buddha nature, or it's like a intrinsic nature, channel, energy, essence, pure one. We have had this one, and this one is like kind of the become, and like kind of the Buddha, like a pure manifested. Then it's like we become the Buddha, and like this. Okay, I'm a little bit sleeping. May I take post? How many minutes? 20. Okay, 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes. Sorry, I couldn't get coffee. They don't give me coffee.